Allis Chalmers, the Combine people, take you back to 1923. The year that Babe Ruth hit 41 home runs. The year that the Ford Runabout sold for $269. The year that DuPont introduced cellophane. 1923. When harvesting was still handled mostly by tractor or horse-drawn machines. With one exception. In 1923, the Baldwin brothers changed some long-standing ideas and designed this machine, which started one of the great success stories in farming history. A self-propelled combine, the first not pulled by auxiliary power. It had auger feed to the cylinder, not a canvas draper. And it introduced a rasp bar cylinder that threshed out the grain with a natural rubbing action, not the ripping action of traditional spike-tooth design. Only 5 Baldwin combines were built in 1924, 200 in 1925. In 1951, the Model A Gleaner combine was introduced, and the self-propelled concept moved from the Great Plains to the Corn Belt, with a durable, balanced machine that negotiated the tough terrain typical of corn-soybean harvesting conditions. Gleaner popularity grew because it was not just an adaptation of stationary threshing machine principles, rather a balanced combination of down front cylinder, long separation length, and 2-fan cleaning. Today, there are 5 great models in the Gleaner line. The Model K, 27-inch wide cylinder, 5,448 square inches of separation area. The Model F, cylinder, 37.5 inches wide. Separating area, 6,875 square inches. The Model M, action that cuts big acreage down to size. 40-inch wide cylinder, 9,850 square inches of separation area. The Model L, a 48-inch cylinder with 11,634 square inches of separation area. Corn and soybean specials are available in these 4 models. Standard features include heavy-duty pickup reel, perforated paneling for tailings, boot and shoe, along with many customized features for specialized harvesting. The Model MH Hillside, automatic multi-rate self-leveling to harvest on slopes up to 42%. All Gleaner combines have centerline design. Major units, header, operator's platform, grain bin, thresher body, engine, frame, and axles are centered along a line from front to rear and side to side. 10-inch metal reel bats, corrugated for strength, are standard on Gleaner combines. Variable speed reel drive is standard on the L, M, MH, and corn soybean specials, and optional on the K and F. Match reel speed to ground speed from the operator's platform. Hydraulic reel height adjustment can be changed on the go as you drive a Gleaner L, M, MH, or corn soybean special. Gleaner combines feature controlled feeding and threshing. Crop material travels only 15.5 inches from the rear of the header to the cylinder. In that space, there is a 12-inch beater with 4-inch retractable fingers. These fingers comb and feed across the entire width of the cylinder, controlling the flow to within 1 inch of the cylinder. In addition, the header pivot point is behind the cylinder. The cylinder is fed at a fixed angle regardless of cutting height, which means the crop is always exposed to the full capacity of cylinders and concaves, from leading edge to trailing edge. In other machines, the crop is carried long distances and quite naturally feeds toward the center of the cylinder. The crop is overthreshed at the center and underthreshed at the outer edges. When the cylinder pivot point is in front of the cylinder, material strikes the cylinder at varying angles as the header is raised and lowered. The result? Overthreshing and underthreshing. The Gleaner combine safety concave door protects cylinder, concaves, and thresher housing. If a rock enters the housing, the safety concave door automatically opens and the rock falls out. Then just latch the concave door and continue combining, keeping repair bills and downtime to a minimum. Set Gleaner grain headers and corn heads close to the ground and get the low-hanging crops others miss. What happens if a rock enters a combine without protection or into one with a filled-up stone trap? Extensive damage to the cylinder, the concave, and/or the feeder housing. And also damage to the rattle conveyors. Again, downtime and costly replacement. If you should happen to severely slug a Gleaner K or F, simply open the safety concave door and allow the slug to drop out. To change concave bars or inspect the rear concave section on the L or M, both sections swing into full view. If the cylinder should plug, swing down the concave bottom and the plug falls out. When you slug a competitive combine, the slug can be almost any place in the rattle conveyor, the cylinder, and concave, or the entire length of the combine. Hard to find and harder to dig out. Gleaner cylinder bars are heavy, and the heavier the cylinder, the greater the flywheel action. This momentum builds a steady power throughout the entire machine. Result? Greater efficiency and less horsepower and fuel required. Chromed bars and concaves are optional on all models. Contrast Gleaner cylinder design to the lightweight rub bar principle where a heavy slug can slow down the entire machine. Model for model, Gleaner combines are unmatched when it comes to separation. With down front cylinder, they have longer separation length and more square inches of separation area. Let's follow Gleaner threshing action. As the material is threshed at the cylinder, the wing beater, located above and behind the cylinder, agitates and fluffs the crop and delivers it to the top of the front separator. The air blast from the cylinder and beater keeps the lighter material in suspension. The grain falls through the suspended material to the rattle below, where the majority of the separation occurs. The material then enters the rear separator, and the straw walkers complete separation. Gleaner combines with two-fan cleaning put the cleanest sample of grain into the bin. As the material comes off the rattle, the upper fan sends a heavy blast of air through the grain, pre-cleaning before it reaches the shoe. The grain is then finish cleaned as the lower fan directs a controlled column of air through the shaking action of the shoe. Exclusive to the L and M combines is a new high-capacity threshing concept called two-stage threshing. Gleaner combines have always done the majority of threshing with 2 or 3 concave bars. We still do with the L and M. But we've added an open bar concave section in tandem to do the finish threshing and start the initial stage of exclusive 3-stage separation. Stage 1. Grain passes through the open section of concave and is delivered to the front separator by a thresher rattle. Stage 2. The wing beater, located above and behind the cylinder, agitates and fluffs the crop as it leaves the cylinder and delivers it to the front separator. The air blast from the cylinder and beater keeps the material in suspension. Grain falls through the suspended straw to the rattle below and is delivered to the front of the cleaning shoe. In Stage 3, material enters the rear separator, where rotary straw walkers complete the separating job. The open bottom walkers and grain pan minimize the possibility of walker plugging or straw spearing in the chaffer or the shoe. To match the cleaning capacity of 2-stage threshing and 3-stage separation, the L and M use a single fan with dual outlets. A splitter in the fan housing directs a heavy volume of air through the upper duct, pre-cleaning most of the grain. The lower duct directs a controlled volume to the shoe. Air is drawn in across the entire width of fan. This means straight in, straight out air control. By checking the grain sample and looking at the tailings, the air choke can be adjusted right from the operator's platform. The visual tailing slot gives an instant check on how the machine is doing. For an actual sample, reach in and get a handful, on the go. The heavy main frame on the Gleaner combines provides a solid base for shafts, bearings, sprockets, chains, bolts, and sheaves. The frame is covered with heavy-gauge galvanized sheet metal for years of service and high trade-in value. Every fast-turning shaft is mounted in ball, roller, or tapered bearings. Smoother running, longer service. Sheaves are cast steel, precision finished, and perfectly balanced for smooth running and long life. The L and M combines have interchangeable headers equipped with 24-inch augers. They are quick attach headers, no chains to connect or disconnect in hooking up. Mounting grain headers is a simple procedure. On the K and F Gleaner combines, you simply align attaching hooks to the crossbar and raise the cylinder housing. Then engage the lower latch pins, attach drive chains and hydraulic line, and you're ready for the field. Corn heads attach much the same way. Safe, quick, simple, and efficient. L&M grain and corn heads attach with drive-in ease too. Latches and power do the heavy work, making it a one-man changeover from crop to crop. On the L&M combines, the header is driven by sliding a spline coupler onto a stub shaft. No chains to connect. The models K and F have a spring assist unloading tube for protection and convenience. The tube is positioned precisely by a self-aligning pilot. If the tube hits an obstruction, the unloader brace releases, and the tube swings back out of the way, avoiding damage. Relatch, and you're back in the field. When the bin is full on an L or an M, touch a control switch in the cab and the tube swings out to unloading position. When unloading is complete, touch the button and the unloading tube swings back into field position, flat against the combine body. Big capacity grain bins are centrally mounted for even weight distribution and stability. Power is an important part of a Gleaner combine's ability to excel. Engines feature quick, responsive governors to maintain full-speed threshing in today's heavier yields. The engines are located high, out of the dust zone, in the cool, clean power position. Variable speed drive works through a 3-speed transmission on the models K and F. You select ground speed to match harvest conditions. Torque-sensing variable speed drive on the Model L and Model M moves through a 5-speed transmission. Push-button control helps you match ground speed to crop conditions in the same field on every pass. You get smooth power and less chance of belt slippage. Optional hydro-traction drive for the models F, L, and M delivers infinite ground speed through multiple forward or reverse ranges. Power moves to the drive on a power band V-belt. Hydraulic pump and motor are mounted back-to-back, eliminating all external high-pressure lines. The rotary radiator screen can be tilted out for easy access to the cooler and radiator. Forget about the weather when you add this pressurized cab. Weather-tight, all-metal construction keeps out dust, dirt, chill, and wind. Tinted glass reduces annoying sun glare and heat. The Model L and M cab features a curved windshield, 4 headlights, dome light, sound insulation, floor mats, 2 wide-angle rear-view mirrors, and a pressurized blower system. Air conditioning and heater are available options. You join the uncrowded in the room-size platform of a Gleaner. There are over 14 square feet of uncluttered workspace on the F and K and over 16 square feet on the L and M. All controls and console group for easy operation. Cylinder speed, fan control, ground speed, header height, and hydraulic reel height, as well as hydraulic variable reel speed, can be changed on the go. A monitoring system on the Model K and F red lights if the walkers, safety concave door, and parking brake need attention. Push-button electro-hydraulic controls on the L and M let you adjust ground speed. Start and stop the header, raise and lower header height, change reel speed, adjust reel height, start and stop the separator, even swing the unloading tube in and out, all with the touch of a finger. Quiet, swift, and sure. A 5-point go-stop system on the L and M monitors hydraulic oil temperature, the safety concave door, parking brake, straw walkers, and the engine air filters. The temperature gauge and voltmeter are located on the steering column. When the combine is equipped with hydro-traction drive, the oil pressure is monitored with a red light on the steering column. For the utmost in operator comfort and convenience, a suspended steering column as well as a tilt steering wheel are standard on the L and M. The steering column on the F is adjustable back and forth, and also on the K when equipped with optional power steering. Optional deluxe seats are available on all Gleaner combines. They feature contoured backrests and adjustable spring shock absorber suspension. The cab pre-cleaner takes in air high above the dust zone. The air cleaner is built in 2 pieces so that storage and transportation height can be brought down to cab levels. A tachometer is standard on the L and is available for all other models. It monitors ground speed, cylinder RPM, engine RPM on the Model L and M, and also cleaning fan speed on the K and F. A chopper thoroughly shreds straw, ideal for double cropping systems. Kits are also available so that the chopper can be used when harvesting corn. The optional airflow grain saver pays for itself when harvesting on slopes or hills. It keeps material spread evenly across the chaffer, utilizing the full width of the shoe regardless of body angle. The optional hydraulic accumulator protects and cushions the header when operating over uneven fields. To get soybeans that pod close to the ground takes a genie, our automatic header height control for the K and F combines. On the L and M, a rocker shaft under the sickle reacts to the movement of individual sensing fingers. This shaft activates an electric switch that tells the hydraulic system to raise or lower the header. The Model K and F floating cutter bar rides over uneven ground on adjustable spring-loaded shoes. It floats independently of the header in a 4-inch range end to end. It can also flex up or down at any point along the width of cut. On the Model L and M, the floating cutter bar is used with header height control. When the cutter bar raises or lowers to its 4-inch range limit, the automatic header height control signals the hydraulic system to raise or lower the header, giving the floating cutter bar extended working range. The shaft monitoring system immediately alerts the combine operator to a shaft that has slowed because of overload or malfunction. On the Model K and F, these shafts are monitored: rattle drive, clean grain elevator, tailings elevator, chopper when the combine is so equipped. On the Model L and M, 2 additional shafts are monitored: thresher rattle, walker drive. The Pacer efficiency monitor watches the straw walkers and shoe simultaneously, or just the shoe alone. If the indicator reads too low, then the full capacity of the machine is not being used. If an extremely high reading is observed, ground speed is too fast, or the combine needs adjusting. Allis Chalmers low-profile corn heads get under down and tangled corn to save all the crop possible. With true centerline design, visibility is unmatched for holding to the rows across 6 or 8 units. The outside gather sheets have a gentle slope to direct leaning or down stalks into the corn head. The points slide under and lift down corn, while the special ear deflectors catch free-rolling ears and direct them into the gathering chains. The center divider sheets break back sharply just above the gathering chains. This leaves more room for broken or down stalks to reach the gathering chains. The opening at the upper end of the gathering chains is wide, and the corners are rounded to maintain a smooth flow of material up the gather chains and into the cross auger. The dividers tip up by removing 2 pins. Gathering chains, stripper plates, and snapping rolls are exposed for easy adjustment and inspection. Variable speed corn head drive is standard equipment on the LKS and MKS, optional on all other machines. The operator can match corn head speed to ground speed, keeping roll and chain loss to a minimum. How well do all of these Gleaner combine features stack up against competition? In open competitive tests conducted by an independent source, Allis Chalmers Gleaner combines rated highest for efficiency in both wheat and corn. The tests did not include other crops. So whether your crop plans and field conditions specify a Model K, F, M, or L, you'll find Gleaner combine championship performance in each class.